I'm Justin.
I'm Travis.
Welcome to Wrestling Junkie. Alright, so War Games Survivor Series has just wrapped up. Pretty solid card. I like the finishes of how that last match ended, but we'll get into that later in the video. But yeah, what's your overall thoughts of the card tonight?
I thought it was pretty good. They had some I feel like the main event it was had some lackluster moments in there. But altogether it was a pretty exciting pay-per-view.
Yeah. Going to our first match, we started off with the women's War Games match, and Bianca's team did end up winning. That match, compared to our main event, had a lot more spots in there. We had Io Sky do a moonsault or backwards moonsault off the top of the cage.
Nikki Cross did a leg drop off the top of the cage or something, I believe.
Yeah. A lot of good spots here, and yeah, pretty good solid match. I enjoyed this one. I don't know which one I enjoyed more of the two War Games matches, but
I'm gonna go with this one myself.
Yeah, I think this one, for pure entertainment wise, this one was probably better, but we'll get into why I think the men's one is still better. But yeah, going to our next match, we had AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, and AJ Styles did end up winning this match. Another solid match. I enjoyed this one. I'm glad we didn't have too much involvement from both sides, other factions and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah, we had some small involvement early on. I believe he tricked the referee or something like that, and then they all started fighting and went past the barricades through the crowd and whatnot fighting, and then he basically didn't see them for the rest of the match. Pretty good match. Just a lot of versatility in that match. They were kind of everywhere, outside the ring, inside the ring. There's kind of a lot going on. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Not too much about that one. Then we have our next match. We had Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey did end up winning. I think this one was kind of obvious. Surprisingly, even though this match was the quickest on the night, so I'm kind of surprised nothing happened at the end. But I think this was kind of obvious who was gonna win this one, and yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping for a Charlotte comeback at the end, maybe, or something like that. But altogether, Ronda did look a lot better in this match than her previous matches. I feel like the last two matches, maybe three, she just didn't look too good in them, but she looked a lot better in this one. Shotzi did her thing. I liked her intro as well, coming out in the tank and whatnot. But yeah, a pretty solid match altogether. It's probably one of my favorite Ronda matches, top 3 Ronda matches.
Yeah. And then into our next match, we had the triple threat match for the United States Championship. Seth Rollins, Theory, and Bobby Lashley. And surprisingly, we're both wrong. It was actually Theory who comes out with the win. And honestly, I'm not mad with the finish. I think you have Bobby, who I think Bobby wasn't going to win the match at all, really. I think it was between Theory and Seth. Bobby, obviously, he can do multiple things. He has something with Brock that he can do, or go back to whatever, really. And you have Theory pick up the win, and what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it was surprising. I didn't expect him to win, but like you said, I'm not really disappointed. I think WWE might have heard all the talk that people were saying about Theory, how they kind of made him look bad a lot of times, made him look like a clown, kind of trying to cash in his Money in the Bank all those times and whatnot. But now he beats Bobby and Seth Rollins, and he's a champion. So yeah, the comeback is real, I guess.
Yeah, and then I did like the finish where you had Seth having him in a suplex position, then Bobby spears Seth, and then Theory lands on top of Seth, gets the pin. I think even though that kind of makes him look weak in a sense, I think it's still, he looks weak, but he still looks strong, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But
there's also a pretty funny moment when Bobby Lashley had them both in the Hurt Lock at the same time. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, or they did that almost. They basically did it twice, and you had Theory on. It was either Theory or Seth on Bobby's neck, while he had the other one in the Hurt Lock.
Yeah, it was Theory on Bobby, and then Bobby on Seth.
Yeah, and then going to our main event, we had the Bloodline versus Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens. And obviously the Bloodline wins, and we said that this match didn't have that many like too many spots. They only really had like one really like real spot, maybe two. But for this one, I like this one mainly because the storytelling. Building to this, we have Sami Zayn trying to get everybody's trust really in the bloodline. He finally gets, so he basically gets Solo's, even though Solo's always just there, kind of just standing still, just relaxing. You had Jimmy also always, just he always liked Sammy. Roman got around to him, but Jay was also always sketchy about him. And then tonight, you thought maybe you would get something, but in the end, they all hug, and yeah, we see where Sammy's loyalty lies, and we see potential what the future holds for him.
Yeah, the ending was probably the best part, like you said, like the story about everything. But yeah, Sammy ends up talking to Roman while he's down, and he was like, "Are you questioning my loyalty or whatever?" And then he hits Kevin Owens, and then he lets, I believe it was Jey Uso, right?
Yeah.
He let Jey Uso do this finish and get the pin, and then they all hugged at the end, and now he's the honorable Uso.
Yeah. But yeah, for the last pay-per-view of the premium live event, I think this was a good way to end the year. You have a lot of opportunities on what to do going into next year. So obviously an entire month going left of the year, so some things may change, but yeah, this is really the start to WrestleMania. Now you have Royal Rumble in of January. And multiple things can happen from here on out, so I'm definitely interested to see how this entire storyline continues or eventually ends.
Yeah, but yeah, altogether, it was a pretty good pay-per-view. I don't really have any complaints. No matches are bad. Every match was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys thought about it. But yeah, like I said, enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching if you made it this far. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.